I'm Gregory Iron, the only professional wrestler with cerebral palsy, and I guess the only backstage interviewer here at Top Tier with cerebral palsy as well. And I'm happy to be hosting Backstage with Blackfly. And as the only wrestler with cerebral palsy, I'm happy to be sitting with pro wrestling's only Popstar.
That's me.
That is you. How are you, sir?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Not bad. Probably a little less sore than you because you had quite the tussle with Michael the Bomber Facade tonight.
Oh my goodness, a tussle it was. I don't know if you got to see, but I got beat up by some bikers out there.
Is that a real thing?
It's a real thing. I had this woman come over and she just hauled off, and I'm pretty sure that this region will be sore for a week.
That's not good.
I don't think so. No, I have to call off all the shows.
Oh my gosh. How are you otherwise?
Good. Wonderful.
Staying busy?
I'm staying busy, I get to travel lots, which is wonderful. Crazy opportunities my way, which is always great. I love when wrestling opens doors and I get to walk through them, so it's fantastic.
Talk to me about how you came up with the character, because I feel like there's a lot of inspiration from real life, because I've seen some of your promos on the social media, and there's a lot of actual musical talent that I feel like some people just kind of think sometimes, well, that's just a gimmick, that's just a character, but that's really you.
It is, yeah. I grew up with a music side of my family, so with playing guitar, singing, and we played a lot of acoustic stuff. My grandpa was like a busker for the longest time.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, he had like 3 different bands, and then my dad played for him at 15 years old. He'd go to these bars, and he was the drummer of my grandfather's like band.
Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah, so like growing up, my dad was this rock star, eventually turned wrestler, and then just that being the case, it's like my dad wanted his own little band. So then he just turned us into these musicians at like 8 years old. So
it's like a family thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then because he was a wrestler, he also was one of those guys in the area that only had a wrestling ring. So we had a ring in our backyard. So at 8 years old, we're playing the drums, guitar, and whatever else. And then we go outside and we'd be jumping around in this wrestling ring where all the kids want to come join.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, in some cases you might be considered the weird family, but it sounds, I mean, maybe I'm just the weird one, but you sound like the cool family.
Honestly, it's like I think we had a mix of both.
Yeah.
So it was like some people thought it was really cool. Others were like, these guys just have a ring in their backyard. It seems weird.
Did you think that, was there ever a moment that instead of being a pro wrestler, you thought maybe I'm going to follow this music thing?
So believe it or not, wrestling was not my thing. So like growing up, I wanted to be a musician, and I was really into it. I wanted to play guitar. I wanted to sing. I wanted to be this pop star and play for people live.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, I guess underlining thing was always the entertainment thing that really like lit me up. But I didn't realize that I could mix both together in wrestling. So when it came to wrestling, to me, I just looked at it like, I got to do all these holds. I got to do all this like bumping around. I got to do all this. And to me, I'm like, it's just not appealing. I want to do the fun stuff. I want to do the entertainment, sing, and do whatever. And then the day that I found out that I could like mix both, which, believe it or not, we went on a wrestling tour and some kid called me Justin Bieber. And at the time, my boss, which I don't know if you know the Winter Death Roads too much.
I have heard of them. I've never experienced it.
Never experienced. Oh, we got to get you on one.
I do want to do it, but it's like I can never get my schedule to work out right. But Winter Death Tour.
Yeah, so Winter Death Tour. So Tony Condello is one that runs, and then the other one that we went on was with Ernie Todd, if you've ever heard of him.
Yeah.
So Ernie Todd would run these tours. So I went out as a referee, and he would call me Izzy Green Jr., Frankie Jabroni, whatever name he could like come up with. We were ripped for forever.
Yeah.
14-year-old kid, what are you going to say? You're going to shut up and just do your job, hopefully. Eventually, some kid comes over, and it must have been around the time Bieber was posting YouTube videos, because he's only a year younger than me. So when he's posting, and all these people were like, hey, are you related to Justin Bieber? And my boss, Ernie Todd, was like, he's his third cousin. Right away at the time, if anybody knows, Polaroid pictures. Huge thing back in the day for professional wrestling. So the bosses would come out with a Polaroid camera, they would take pictures, and they would charge you $10 with your favorite wrestler, and you would get this Polaroid picture at the end of the night. So he would do it with all the wrestlers. Never did he think he'd do it with a ref. Someone asked to take a picture with me. So I come over, I take a picture with them. All of a sudden, all the kids lined up, and we must have did 30-something pictures that night because they all thought I was related to Justin Bieber.
That's awesome.
From there, I was Justin Bieber, always, and then he didn't know I could sing. So then I started going to the ring and I started singing happy birthday to some of like the kids in the communities we would go to. And then it really lit up that they all thought that I was related to Justin Bieber.
That's ridiculous. You know, since I was a child, do you know who my celebrity lookalike is?
Your celebrity lookalike?
Go ahead.
As a child or right now?
A child and now.
Macaulay Culkin.
That's, yeah.
You're home alone,
Yeah,
buddy.
my whole effing life. That's what I've gotten, right? And literally, like, it's been dormant for a little bit. But for whatever reason, the last 2 weeks, 20 times.
Really?
Anybody ever tell you you have a celebrity look like? I'm like, yeah, a million times. It's Macaulay Culkin. And they're like, yeah, it's crazy. I look like him. And you're like, now it's like, a part of me is always like, I feel like I dropped the ball by not doing a Macaulay Culkin gimmick of some sort, or like Kevin McAllister, but also, even when I was getting free stuff as a kid because I look like him,
Yeah.
obviously during the peak of Home Alone fandom,
Yeah.
I can't do this. So that kind of ruins the bit. So
Of course.
that's my rambling about that. But so like you're doing the Bieber thing, and so now all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I'm kind of into this wrestling thing a little more now that I can do this character. So like, what are the things that you've done over the years to expand that musical character?
I think it was just more or less trying to find out how I can fit the music into it. I know, I hear it all the time. People ask, why don't I sing to the ring? And honestly, to me, my personal feeling of it just feels cheesy. And I've seen people do it, and they'll do it, and how long does it really last? Other than like R-Truth really making it work, how many people do you see sing to the ring and then it sticks?
Yeah.
So I find that it's one of those things that it just kind of falls flat. So for me, I'm like, is there a way that I can apply this style of stuff in my wrestling as opposed to coming out? Maybe I can make my entrance more of a show. So say if like you're going to a concert, it's like, how can I really grasp the attention of these people? Because it's like you're on your hands, or you're on your feet, sorry, hands up in the air, ready to go. You're waiting for these people to come out on stage to really hype you up. So as a babyface, is there any way that I can do that during my entrance? So then that way I've already captivated them. So by the time I come into the ring, I'm a performance.
That's awesome.
So, and as a heel, you get a lot of those like backlashes. I go more towards the interview style of people where it's like you hear the real true colors of them, where it's like they're not the nicest of people. So now it's, as a bad guy, how can I really apply that as opposed to coming through and singing? Which, I mean, I feel like the singing probably could work as a bad guy more, because then I can be more of a, it doesn't really matter what they think.
Yeah.
So.
When you talk about the death tours, you know, we talked a little bit about it earlier. Who were we interviewing? Someone brought up the death tours earlier.
Really?
Yeah. Doesn't matter who it was. One thing we didn't touch on is like all the work that you have to do beyond the wrestling aspect of it. So like, walk me through what the death tour looks like as far as the kind of tasks that you have to do to make that happen.
The hardest part's the drives. I would say it takes a real good group of people to be together for, say, 6-8 weeks, right? So, and you're a skeleton crew. So it's like when you guys all go out, it's maybe 11 or 12 of you at most, right? So 11 or 12 are you're stuck in a vehicle for 20 hours going, and we're not talking like it's 20 hours because it's like you got to drive cross country. It's 20 hours to drive, or let's say 8 hours to drive 120 kilometers into the bush. And it's only because it's all marsh, right? You're driving through this stuff that's not a road. So they build their own roads. So you got to watch everything on the vehicle. So we're driving 20 down these roads until we get to the community. So now all of a sudden you need patience.
Yeah.
Right? Patience. When you get there, like a lot of people lack sleep, right? Because now how can you sleep in a bumpy car? And then when we get there, it's like, okay, well, we just drove all night. Now we're there. We have to set up. We have talks and stuff we have to do with the schools, and we have to make sure that we're all prepped. It takes a couple hours to set up. That skeleton crew is our ring crew as well. So not only do you sign up to do the wrestling, you now sign up to be ring crew. You sign up to do anything else like merchandise crew. If we have to do audio or any of that stuff like production, we need you.
Yeah.
So now we set it all up. Now you got to wrestle. There's only, say, 6 of us. So, that being said, how do we run a full 2-hour show with only 6 of us? So, guess who's wrestling twice?
Yeah.
Right? So now we got to wrestle twice. Once that's done, say it's one single shot, and now we got to tear down the ring. We're still the ring crew. Rip it all down. It's all got to go into a van, by the way. And now let's say, hey, we have to make the next town. It's about 8 hours away. Now we got to leave that night, get there, try to sleep, and do it all again.
Oh my God, it just gives you a whole new appreciation for, I mean, wrestling in itself already takes a lot of hard work, but when you have to take on such a grueling schedule like that, and a lot of the times when you're growing as a wrestler in this business, like you're doing maybe one task for a second, like you're helping with ring crew, you're not wrestling or anything else, but like to do everything all at once, give you a deeper appreciation for the whole thing.
100%.
When you think about your career in general, you've been wrestling 14 years now? Is that right?
15 years, actually.
15 years.
Yeah.
What do you think, for you personally, what is the career highlight? And, you know, obviously, I would think one of them is being still city champion.
Yeah.
And, you know, representing top tier, which over the past 3 years is only growing and getting better and better. What do you think is the career highlight? And what are your goals going forward as you're becoming an older, more seasoned gentleman? What are your goals going forward?
First of all, I like being seasoned. I like that. That's good.
That's his kink.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a kink for me. I would say probably the big career highlights for me that really stand out is wrestling opened the door for me to do Canada's Got Talent.
That's awesome.
Super, super cool. And it was one of those things I got to do with Trish Stratus. So she was a judge at the time. And it was their $1 million season. So it was a big thing that they were pushing.
Yeah.
And being the very first Canadian wrestler to step on that stage was also a huge thing for me. So it's like I got to make the history books of Canada's Got Talent. And being able to pull Trish Stratus on stage, serenade her, and then have her hit me with a chick kick. Absolutely incredible. I never thought that would happen. And then even knowing that like I was going to be some sort of like gimmick to go out there. And it turned into this thing where it's like I got voted to go through and move on. Unfortunately, none of it got aired, which is like the worst thing ever because I really wanted to see it. And
what was the reason?
Honestly, I got no reason. I have no idea. And there was a lot of producers and stuff that actually reached out to me to say like they didn't even know why. They had no idea. They loved it. Everything seemed great, and it was just the reactions and everything else. It was like I even came through the crowd for my entrance on it. Like it was different, right? So no idea. I feel like it could have been along the lines of like Trish Stratus was signed under a Legends contract.
Okay.
And
that makes sense.
That had to be sent to WWE. So if they didn't want other wrestlers touching their other wrestlers, that could have been an issue.
So what are your goals going forward?
Honestly, I would love to be signed. I want to be signed to say like TNA would be a great start for me. Like if anything, like if I can progress there and hey, that could be home for me because I really do enjoy it. I've had the opportunity to do a lot of like extra stuff with them. I've had my tryout matches, and I even had like an actual match on TV for them, which absolutely incredible. So to me, the environment there, I feel like I could make it a home base. So I'm gonna say that's probably my goal right now.
You're in top tier right now. You're still city champion.
Yes.
When do you think you're gonna get a crack at that heavyweight championship?
That's a great question, sir. I have no idea. I hope it's soon.
You and Cody Deaner?
I think, because believe it or not, Cody Deaner's the reason I'm here in top tier today.
Really?
Yeah, it's there was an opponent that pulled out, and then I was the one that stepped up to go against him. And since then, it's we've been rolling.
It's been quite the journey.
It's been quite a journey. So I think it would be pretty cool full circle to have, say, Deaner and I, we started here in top tier. When he won his belt, he had to relinquish this, which then I took it in the tournament. So it'd be kind of cool to have a moment where it's like, now him and I are back at it.
Yeah.
And if I took that from him, hey, we made it happen.
Well, we'll see what the future holds. It's been a hell of a run so far. You beat Facade twice.
Yes.
Can only imagine what's in store with you in the very near future. So, hey, thanks for taking the time to talk with us.
Hey, thank you, Ed.
All the best. And can you just give us a couple notes before we sign off?
A couple notes? Yeah, well, hey, you know what? My note is going to be follow me on Instagram, Wrestling's Popstar. That way we get a little plug in there.
Okay.
And, you know, hey, stay in school, maybe. And if not, then I don't really care. So,
wow, disrespectful. Can you say it in a singing voice?
In a singing voice.
Yeah.
I don't really care what you do.
Love that.
It's ridiculous.